I went to school here, but I grew up poor. I'm not poor, but just nobody. Dad's postman, mom was secretary. And we lived in the country, so to be clear, we didn't know he was poor. We kind of thought he was rich because you got everything you want in the country. As far as food and place, fun stuff, shooting stuff and eating stuff, But I used to think when I was a kid, I figured the coaches went to school here and everybody went to school here. I just thought, y'all kept it in the house. And when I found out, these guys from different universities, I was like, well, no wonder he ain't trying to win. Nobody cares. They're all just hired guns. So talk about how to get rich. So what's interesting is you guys are a D1 university. So you have figured out a way to control your mind big time. Whereas you have friends that may be as talented, but they ain't here because of what goes on in here. You with me? Whether it's terrible grades, whether it's a record, whether it's children, whether it's mom and daddy sick, they're all good reasons. Like, I can't leave my parents, I gotta take my kids. It's a mind game, right? So I can't tell you how to discipline and focus, but I can talk about it. Like, if you could take that focus and translate it into other areas of your life the rest of your life, like making money. I always marveled at you guys and other athletes. I played high school, so I didn't play in college ball or anything. I did not master my mind in athletics, I promise you. I did things like check off, high school check off. Yeah, I did that, yeah. You know what I mean? Like the weightlifting. I checked it. That's not mastering the mind. It's skipping the work and checking it off. But translating that outside of, like, relationships, girlfriends, parents, buddies, or business. So, like, you got a new discipline with your money. You get your salary or you get your collective money. Now you're going from getting hit, run, slam over, getting beat 50 points, and you come back the next day. That's the mentality that always blew my mind when I said, admire you guys. Or a baseball player that strikes out 3 times in a row and he gets up the next time and it looks like he didn't strike out. It looks like the most cocky son of a gun in the world. Or you get beat by 50 points, the next game you come out and you act like y'all are going to beat the other team by 70 points. That mentality, I was like, it's amazing how some people, athletes, have the ability to bounce like that. Well, it's the same thing with money. It's the same thing with relationships. It's the same thing with business. But I have seen that it don't always translate. Well, you introduce me to your friend, Naya.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, my name is Nia.
What is it?
Nia.
Nia, nice to meet you. Naya and Nia. All right. So think about it like this. If I told you, if you're riding down the road and you're riding with me and I go, heads up, there's a bump coming up. No worries, right? Riding down the road and you look around, what the hell? So if you see it coming and somebody tells you this is coming, it's 10 times less dramatic. So in sports, you're going to lose and you're going to not get mad. You're going to get beat, long pass, whatever. You're going to get beat, get sacked, and to get back up. But in business, for some reason, that mentality or relationship, they don't always transfer over. Okay? Does it make any sense? So I'm saying, here's the way things are going to happen. Bad shit's going to happen. Good shit's going to happen. If something good happens, don't go run naked through the streets drinking. Somebody on YouTube put on YouTube. That is not going to go good for the future, right? Like, great success, woohoo, let's party, but not too much. Mama gonna die, granddaddy gonna die, lose a game, lose money, somebody steals your money. Don't kill yourself. Be depressed, but don't lose your mind. So what I'm saying to y'all are, it translates into athletics. You got no problem with that. And you may not have problems outside of it, but I know a lot of people do. So there's an old-timey, I'm curious if any of y'all have seen this. So when I was in grammar school, you had a thing that looked like this right here, and it was to train for cursive writing. Y'all know cursive writing? So like Andy would be like this. I can't believe I even know that, how to do it. Right? So the little letters stay below it, the big letters go all the way. So this is your guidelines, right? So if you think about life the same way, if this is you want to get to the NFL, you want to be rich, you want to be married, you want to have grandchildren, you want to have a legacy, you want to have your name on a building. Whatever the goal is, ideally, you move in this direction all the time. Something bad happens, you go down this way. So if you're an engineer, I'm an engineer, I studied here as an engineer. If I'm trying to go that way and I go this way, you see how far I've went this far. I could have went this far, but I didn't because I'm depressed. Or I win a lottery, or something happens in business and I party. Rather than partying, I could have went this way and got that far towards the goal. Now, it's a little sociopathic, meaning a little bit of not emotional. Do y'all know what I mean by that? Sociopath, like they don't have emotions, right? You say anything bad to them, they don't care. You write them a $100 million check, they don't care. They just crazy. They just doing what they're doing, like the people in the movies, or a lot of business people. And I've asked my psychiatrist and my attorney, I was like, am I a sociopath? He said, hey, not really, but because you're a good person. So a sociopath could kill somebody and then have breakfast, right? It wouldn't bother them. So in my mind, y'all are a little bit like that, you're a lot like that in athletics. No matter how bad you feel, you practice. No matter how good you feel, you practice. You show up. So this direction would be showing up. So the more you show up, the quicker you get to where you're going. So this would be suicide, kill somebody else, kill yourself. That's a little too much. Running naked through the streets, partying for 3 days. And I mean, we know them. I don't keep a list of them that when they won the championship, then they were in trouble. It's just messed up everything. Like you won, so calm down. So ideally, you're just straight, but most it's going to be like this right here. It's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. So what I would do is put bumper cars or bumper lines and try to get better at just staying as close to this line as you can in whatever area it is. Like marriage. Any of y'all married? Anybody got kids? All right, so I'm married, been married 36 years old. So you can do this, but that's about all you can do. You can't go like that. You know, you walk in your wife and you turn around and look like that. You can do this, but you can't do this. You see what I'm saying? So you stay married, you don't want to do this. Right? This is turning, when you turn around like that, this is you need to calm it down a little bit. Just if does that make sense? So it's anything that takes you off of what you want to get. Like if you want to break up, that's a good idea. But if you want to stay married, you want to keep that, then that's it. So this definition helped me along. I remember the first time I heard this, I was so excited because it said, I don't remember where it comes from, but the definition of intelligence is taking steps in the direction that you want to accomplish something. Going in any direction that's not what you want to accomplish is a definition of stupidity. So rather than do you know where Poland is, or do you know who was the third president of the United States, it's NC State, or if you can calculate the area under a curve or the amount of water in a swimming pool, that's intelligence in a lot of people's book. But when I read this definition, I was more excited. It said, definition of intelligence is going in the direction that gets you to the goal that you want to get. Does that make sense? So this direction is not in the direction you want to go, and this direction is not in the direction. This is the direction you want to go. So steps toward this would be intelligence in that definition. Making sense? Question concerns candy apples. Input. Crickets. When I was talking to you about the car, you displayed really good emotional stuff. Because you was not upset about your car, and then I pointed you a car, and it wasn't nice enough as what you want. You wasn't mad. You didn't go silent. You just said, "Have you seen these cars?" I was like, "Nope." And you go like, "Eh." I was like, "They're not too hot." You go, "Eh." You know what I mean? It wasn't. You weren't panicking, and you weren't overwhelmed. You knew what you wanted, and them cars wasn't what you wanted. And you called me and told me. You know what I mean? It's just like, I said, all right, well, here's what we got, You know what I mean? It's more like, not, oh my God. Don't get me wrong. I am a passionate, emotional person, but I might be screaming at you and then go like, hey, just heads up, I'm not mad. I just want you to understand where I'm coming from, because if I don't scream, you don't know how bad I want this to change direction. So I might be screaming, but I can immediately stop most of the time. Or bawling. I remember something happened to me one time. I was just laying in my bed, and my wife was, tears coming out my eyes. She said, "Are you all right?" I said, "Yeah, I'm just crying. I'm good." I'm not dying. I'm just crying. I can't keep the tears from coming out. It's a terrible situation I'm dealing with. And she's like, "Anything I can do?" I said, I'm doing everything I can think of to fix this. It's just so frustrating. I'm going through it. I was laying there. What you going through right now? Right? You like this?
I'm going through a lot. Yeah, I'm going through a lot. Free agent. Looking for a job opportunity in the meanwhile. Did my thing in college. Had opportunity, 2 mini camps. Performed well, but wasn't my time yet, so. Life keeps going, so I got to figure out my goals in my career and start taking steps towards that. Yeah, what? Got to keep going in the direction of your dreams and goals.
Is it CJ? What's your name? Letters?
CJ.
CJ? Mm-hmm. All right, I'll just call you the wrong letters. Mess it up. And you're a freshman?
Yeah.
Be a freshman. What's your degree gonna be?
I'm undecided.
Undecided.
Yeah.
But that's you came in as undecided.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what I advise everybody come in. My friends come in and say, my kid wants to get in NC State. You better go undecided or something, because you try to get engineering. And boys, I don't know. That's why I come to textile school. I said, what's the easiest school to get into? I said, textile school. I said, that's when I'm going in. I didn't want to go to school. I just want to go to NC State. That's why you say on ski, I'm going to go to school. I just want to go to NC State. Now, I know it's a big school, but I was just a big fan. I didn't care. And then textile engineering turned out to be a really, really good degree. Learned a lot. What do you think? You want to play football is what you want to do.
Yeah.
Anybody else crazy majors? What are you majoring in, Cleveland? Sports management. Who else? Economics. Huh? You like it? Huh?
It's not easy.
No. So you take some accounting courses? Finance? How about you? Is it Chase?
Applied studies.
Applied studies? What is that?
It's like broad. It goes to any and everything for real.
It's Chase and Chaz and Kendrick. How about you? What you majoring in?
Psychology.
Psychology. I took 2 or 3. No, I didn't take 2 or 3. I think I took 2 and loved it. You enjoy it?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I was thinking about changing it, but I ended up changing my mind, and I'm gonna just stick with it because I want to work with like marriages and families and relationship problems.
This is right. This is psychology, right?
Yeah.
Psychology 101 right here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. What are you majoring in, Naya? Communications. That's right, because my daughter graduated communications. And
Undergrad was business, and then the master's was analytics.
master's in what?
Analytics.
Analytics. How you like it? Are you still? So are you taking any classes this coming year?
No, I graduated in December, so I'm just taking random classes now.
Just take whatever you want to. You gonna get a master's or?
I did.
Oh, you already got it. But you got one more year eligibility still?
I've been there for a while.
So how many classes do you have to take and still be able to play? 4. That's 12. That ain't like nothing. That's something. Red, sports management. What year are you, Red?
My last year.
What you want to do when you get out? Football?
NFL.
NFL? You want to coach at all?
Play.
You want to? I know you want to play. I'm saying you're gonna get my age one day, and it actually happens before that for you guys. This football business is, it's a window, unless you're gonna be coach or assistant coach or, ancillary. Yeah. And you said, what'd you say you're majoring in? Sports management. So let's go back up a little bit. So most people can't decide what they want, so they never get to the part of how you get it. So success is, what do you want? How do you get it? So you want an NFL, okay, here's the how. All right, I'm not going to go to the NFL. All right, what do you want? I don't know. That's the problem. Well, who's going to tell you how when you don't know what you want to do? Well, I'm going to be a coach. All right, here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do, or how you do it. Here's how you go about it. So the biggest part, deciding what you want. Like deciding, I want to have kids. And then you talk to people, I want to have kids. How come you not have them? I ain't made enough money yet. Like, bro, having kids ain't got nothing to do with money. Not a damn thing. Yeah, you don't want to have kids unless you have money to take care of them. That's not what you said. What you said is, what I want is children. You didn't say what I want is to be able to provide for and have kids. You see what I'm saying? Because we all know people that got kids and don't provide for them. They got kids. That's probably what they said. What says, I want something else. But you get the point. They had kids without thinking through, what do you really want? Make sense? So it's called a success coin. One side of success is what, the other side is how. So if you're looking at that line, and over here is the what you want at the goal, then everything's how to get it. So whether it's in relationships, whether it's in money, whether it's in physical fitness, what is the what that you want? Now think about the how. But first get into the what. Like, you should be thinking, right? Like, well, what I'd like to do, I mean, I like multiple choice. Y'all like multiple choice better than essays? So multiple choice, I want to make a shitload of money. I like that one. I want to do something I like. Is that necessary? Yes. Okay, let's go through the list of things you like and see if one of those makes any money. You see what I'm saying? I want to do something where I can live near my parents. Oh shit, that narrows it. You want to be rich and near your parents and something you like? What else? You know what I'm saying? Damn, this is starting to get hard. Oh, something not physically taxing. Oh, God. Something I don't have to deal with people. You're just out. You know what I mean? I don't know. Well, no, we could do. We just got to still. You better be smart at IT, or you better be smart at chemistry. You better be smart at something that you can not deal with people, live near Raleigh. You see what I'm saying? The what oftentimes dictates the how. But if you never decide the what, now you don't get to do the how. Does it make sense? And by the way, just so you know, all this came out of books, stupid rich people, and that I know that I paid insane amount of money to get around them or listen to audios. So those three things is where all this stuff comes. I didn't make up nothing. I got it. I mean, like, I've got a book I got from Dave Dorn. I mean, the principles, you know, he has this house that. So I did my book. I think I got one in the car. I didn't bring that book. But we built our house based on Dave Dorn. He came in and did the Get Shit Done talk. And I was like, we need that. We need a house of values. So we copied it. That makes sense. So this stuff I'm not, and a lot of people, here's what I get from young kids too. Now y'all ain't said it yet, but I get this. Well, now that makes sense. I'm like, dude, all this stuff makes sense. I'm not making it up. This is like, these are truths. This is wisdom that you can't argue with. Like you can, but it's futile. You might as well line up. You might as well assimilate. You know what I mean? Might as well assimilate, right? So that's what a good locker room assimilates kids. A strong locker room, people come in, they assimilate. Who was it? And I'm not a good athletic guru at all, but they were talking about this crazy player was going to come into the team, and they're going, how's Belichick going to handle it? And they said, oh, Belichick won't have to deal with it. The locker room will deal with him. You know what I mean? Assimilate. Line up, get in line, do what you're going to do. So I'm saying if you want stuff, you should assimilate to this method, not argue with the method. Does that make sense? So your job that I'm giving you is what you want. Take it from football, you know how simple it is. Well, then life's simple like that when you break it down. So what do you want? How do you get it? Does it make sense? And here's another thing. If you say, I hope some of you are going, I knew all that stuff. I go, good. I'm called the Chief Reminder Officer. It's one thing to know it. It's another thing to be reminded about it. That's why you hang around the right people, listen to audios, and read the books, because it keeps reiterating the basics to you in different voices, different personalities. What do you think, Naya? You like it?
You know how to come stop by and see you.
You do what?
I said, you know how to come stop by and see you.
Love you. Thanks for coming by. Y'all got to run? Good to tell you, buddy. Nice to meet you. Proud of you, girl. Awesome. You out?
Yeah.
Hey, man, good to meet you.
We're going to see each other later.
Huh?
He's coming later with us.
All right. Oh, yeah. Okay, good. Look forward to it. Yeah. Yeah, give, don't give CJ one, give him a later, but give Naya and her friend. Naya. All right. Chaz, what do you think? So goals, Goals, is the what? Goals, what do you want? Have you got a list? Uh-huh. You got a list of what you want? Huh?
In life, yes.
In life.
Yeah.
How long is it? How many things? All right, so here's what I would recommend you do. Probably 10X it. So if you say, I want a nice house, scratch that out and say, I want a 10,000 square foot house. You say, no, I don't want to be disappointed and I'm okay with a 5,000. You can sell it and get two. You can give one away. One thing you got to know about getting rich or having a big house, it ain't hard to get rid of them. But let's say you're broke, it's hard to get rich. But if you're rich, it's easy to get poor. So if you don't like being rich, give the money away. You don't like a big house, sell it, get it on. Does that make sense? So shoot for here. You know what I mean? It's like, it'd be like, to me, saying I want a nice house would be like saying, hey man, I want to play at NC State's football team. Okay. Is that it? Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, you're in NC State. It's D1, it's the whoop back, it's a dream come true, right? How about we win a championship? It don't matter if I do or not. What? You can always give it back. You don't have to be proud of it. You don't have to put pictures up. You don't have to keep a trophy on your wall if you don't want to. It's not going to hurt you to be a champion. It's not going to hurt you to get a 10,000 square foot house. Does that make sense? It don't hurt anybody to have a 10,000 square foot house. So what I would recommend you do, and most people, young people, I wish I'd have had bigger dreams. I look back at stuff I wrote down and I go like, God, I should have put something crazier, you know? And sooner. I wish I'd have wanted it sooner. Because here's what happens. Your mind is weird as everything. So this is what you're shooting for. So your goals, if you put them 10 times bigger, the mind is weird as everything. If I go like, I'm going to be friends with, no, if I could say, I'm friends with what's his name, Chubb, Bradley Chubb. I'm friends with him. You know you're not. Yes, I am. No, you're not. Yes, I am. It's not a goal of mine. But if it was a goal of mine, I would say I am friends with him. Then what happens is your mind thinks about, well, you better look at his schedule. See when he's playing again. You better get Boone to really talk more about you to Chubb. So when you say he is a friend, it makes your mind start thinking. I'll give you an example. You go like, I intercepted a pass. I'm going to have a record for intercepted passes. You will notice things that if you're like, man, I'm going to get me a tackle. I'm going to have a great game. You go, I'm getting ready to have an interception. Your mind sees things that gets that interception to happen. You start noticing patterns, how they're lined up, how the quarterback, he does it this way when he's going to do a running pass. He does it this way when he's doing a pass. Slight difference, but your mind watches it. So when you goals, if you speak them, the mind makes you see things that you normally wouldn't. So I hadn't thought about Bradley Chubb. I don't even know what team he plays on. But if I want to be friends, I'd have to figure out what team he's on, look at his schedule, look at my schedule, I talked to Dave Dorn, so I just thought about that. You start thinking, how do I get it? So the sooner, the crazier your dreams and goals are, and then thinking about them all the time and watching them and saying them, the mind will come up with crazy stuff to get it to happen. So like wanting to get rich, if that's what he goes, then, all right, I ain't around rich people. I better be nice to Albright. I better text him every once in a while. You know what I mean? It's like you start thinking of the things to do that get you there because if you ain't thinking about what you want, your mind does all kinds of crazy shit.
So when you're manifesting, when you're manifesting for you to do a goal, what's how do you say it?
So you say it like it already exists. That's the big trick. It's one of the big tricks. Like, I am friends with Bradley Chubb. I am friends with Bradley Chubb. It's like you can't do it. Like if you can't, like if you say, I am playing the NFL, I am an NFL player, then you got to go like, I ain't sure if I'm going to keep this damn agent or not. I'm going to see what other agents are out there, or I'm just going to go do this. Because once you start saying it, it makes your mind do crazy stuff. Now, you say, well, it don't work every time. I go, right. That's like a play don't work every time, but if everybody do what they're supposed to do, it would work every time. You know what I mean? Like it's statistics. Who's the economics? Who's economics? Yeah, the economics. Just the odds are the rate of return is. It ain't like real estate deal, you make the highest percentage. You can also lose your ass too. But if you watch it closely, you can make more money. You can make money with real estate. Does that make sense? Yeah. So whatever it is, and then there's something that's not achievable, like I'm going to marry, or stupid. I'm going to marry this girl. And I know she's already married. I know, but I'm going to marry her. Like, bro, it can happen, but why you want to go through that? It's a little bit of a nightmare. Or if you're 30 years old and you said, I'm playing in NFL, bro, you ain't been in it yet. I hate to think, you need to start thinking about something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, are you saying you want to work in NFL? Because you need to change what you're saying, because that one ain't happening. That ship done sailed. You know what I mean? So you're not stupid saying stuff that exists that don't exist, but what you want. I want a happy marriage. Okay, that's what you want. Okay, then let's think of what'll make you happy. I have a big family. Well, you better, when you're talking and you're chit-chatting and she says, I don't want to have no kids ever. Well, you don't want to break up because of that? No, I'm not breaking because of that. I'm breaking her because I don't like she looks. I don't like her mama. I think of 10 reasons I don't like her when I find out that it ain't what I want. You see what I'm saying? It don't have to be that reason. You got 10 other reasons. You know, because your mind, you're like, hey, that's bad. Does that make sense? And I got my kids and every grandkids, you know, everything's good. But you see what I'm saying? It's like the sooner you decide what you, like I'm 60, for example. All right, I want to be able to walk. My kids, grandkids, I want to be able to still hunt, travel, do crazy stuff with them. So, now I got to exercise. I don't want to exercise. I just want to eat. You know, but that's what I want. You see these offensive linemen, the guy's 380 pounds. And then 2 years after they out of NFL, they're 190. That's freaking impressive. You know what I mean? Because he took that mindset that he had here into this mindset. You know, he didn't stay artificially big, which is terrible for your health, you know, when you're 50, right? Is this helpful? Mm-hmm. So these goals things are huge. And there's... I like these old people like Brian Tracy. He just came up with a new book. But I got this principle for making money from that one of his book called listen to the name of this book, Goals. Subtitle, How to Get Everything You Want Faster Than You Ever Thought Possible. It's like, what? I can get everything I want faster than I thought? Let me read this book. And then in that book was this. He's got a lot of good sayings. Like one of my favorites is he said, let's say you want something. You should get up in the morning and start working on that until you're just tired, can't go no more. That's when you should go to sleep. And the next morning, you should work on that. It might not sound like I'm saying a lot, but imagine if you woke up in the morning, started and just did it all day. No television, no radio, no country music, no mama, no girlfriend, no nothing, just that. It'll make you boring. Not if you get it, because if you get it, everybody wants to talk to you. You know what I mean? Like, you're boring until you get it. Then you get it, then you're famous. Like Kid Rock, I mean, it's so great. He's not good at baseball, basketball, football, painting houses, artist. No, but that son of a gun can sing. And he can play instrument. He's an entertainer. You know, his life's crazy. You know, kids, wife's stuff's crazy outside of his one thing that he does. Steve Young. How about y'all? Do y'all know who? He's a quarterback for Dallas Cowboys. Old as hell, billionaire. Y'all know who? Roger Staubach. Y'all know who that is? You don't know Roger Staubach? So Staubach's an old guy, probably 80 plus. He was at the Super Bowl. He was one of the main, I don't know what they were giving out or doing, but he was one of the main ones. It was like of the 5 stupid famous football players. I don't know about the other ones, but I know he's a multi-billionaire. But he had his football plan, but he got his real estate license while he was playing football. as a Dallas Cowboy. And he wasn't getting paid the money that Dallas Cowboys would make today, back in the day, but he was making, above average living. But he was already thinking, what am I going to do after NFL? There's another one. Is it Charles Barkley? Who's the one that said he copied Roger? He started wearing suits to practice, and who was you going to say?
Oh, no, I was going to tell you something about the real estate.
What about it?
I was thinking about doing it because my people, they started to do it, but I was told that I might have to change my major to business. But like, I was like, why do I have to change my major to business?
What's your major now?
Psychology.
Perfect for real estate. What do you think? What do you think's more involved in housing a house? The economics of it or the psychology of it? Just guess.
Psychology.
Damn right.
Like, I don't.
Huh?
How?
How?
Yeah, I don't understand.
Here's the way it works. People buy what they love and what they want and what they believe in. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The economics don't matter. Well, if they can't afford it, they'll figure out how to afford it if they want it bad enough. They'll sell their body. Sell the house. Kill their daddy. You with me? They want it bad enough, bro. They can get it. Want to, baby. W-A-N-T-T-O. Want to. If the want to's big enough, the why don't matter, the how don't matter, don't nothing matter. So the psychology is everything, bro. Think about this. There's angles in football, right? You don't get behind the guy and chase him. You hit him at an angle. That's math, right? What do you think's more important? How bad you want to tackle him, or understanding the angles and the percentages? What was that guy said? The quarterback fumbled the ball, and the guy that picked it up was running, and the guy that picked it up, the running back, run like, I don't know numbers, but he was 20% faster than the quarterback. But the quarterback walked him down and tackled him. And they asked, Kyle was the coach, you know him. He asked him, how'd your boy walk him down? He said, because my boy knew he was going to get killed. We're going to kill him if he didn't walk him. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the psychology of it. I wouldn't change for nothing, psychology. But the also is, it's like, when I was at NC State, I was thinking about switching out of textiles. They showed me, they said, textile majors make more money than engineers after 5 years. And I was like, how? And I said, we think, the way we train, the way we teach. Well, I'm a textile major. I have skewed the numbers. You follow what I'm saying? I've skewed the numbers because I'm making 100 times more than most engineers. In other words, it don't really matter what your degree is, it's what you do with it. But I do like psychology for anything.
What do you like? So what do you do?
What do I do? So this is what I do. I teach, coach. When did I start it? Well, I started coaching people and teaching when I was 20. Well, I liked to do it as a kid, but in college. But in 27, I got involved in a coaching business. And then at 37, I got an insurance license to sell.
Do you also teach
Huh?
people how to,
What's that?
do you also teach people about their credit?
Yes, I do. That's one of the things that me and Cleveland probably talk mostly about. Credit, taxes, right? Go ahead.
So did you make your own insurance policy or whatever, or how did that work?
No. So high level, I just wanted to be wealthy. I wanted to have freedom. I wanted to be able to talk religion. I wanted to be able to travel when I wanted to. I wanted to have a lot of money. I had a list of things. And so then I got involved with a network marketing company like, Shackley, Amway. Y'all don't know any of these companies? Avon, Mary Kay. Y'all know what I mean? Y'all don't know that stuff. Okay, so these are companies that you join them and you sell their products, and then you get other people to sell the products, and they get other people to sell the products. Okay? So I got involved with that. So I'm an engineer, got a big job, white shirt, black pants, black shoes, red tie, nose up boss's butt. Yes, sir, no, sir. I'm really good at sucking up, and I'm making more and more money, but on the side, I'm building these networks. Teams, salespeople, badasses too. Like if you hang around me, you'll meet some of my guys. And so I'm building these badass salespeople. And I get enough money that my wife quits her job, I quit my job as an engineer, and it's a big job. I had 400 employees at a big job. But I was making enough money on the side in this network marketing, multi-level marketing schemes. It wasn't scheme, because some of them are legal, but they're harder when they're legal. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not as much scam going on. So I build this, I quit, and then so I'm 37, and I got all kinds of deals. Like, do y'all know entertainment coupon book? Coupon book that your mom and dad might buy it, and it's discount tickets in it. They say it's worth $3,000 worth of tickets. You pay $50 for the high school fundraisers. They give you these books, you take them home, you hear them, send them to your parents. Well, I built one of those books for my community, for Burlington. So it's called Taste of Alamance, Alamance County. So I built that book. I just all kinds of stuff, just making money. I don't like coupons, I don't like restaurants, I like to eat, but it was just a way to make money. So I didn't care how I make money. I just want to make money. I didn't want to hurt people. I don't like hurting people. I don't want drugs or not. I don't want to hurt anybody, but I want to make a lot of money. So my cousin told me, he said, you should get an insurance license. I said, how's it work? He said, you get this license, if this person sends Mutual Omaha $85, you get paid $500. I said, whoa, back up. I get people to send money somewhere, and then they send me money. I'm 37 thinking. So, I was like, is this legal? He says, yeah. I was like, insurance is crazy. I was like, ooh. I said, can we hire other people? He said, yeah, I reckon. So at 37, I was thinking, I'm smart. What we need to do is we need to devise a whole strategy, can't call it scheme, whole strategy where I can hire people all over the country, get them selling, and I get paid my, commissions. Does that make sense? So I'm not a network marketing guy. I'm not a coach guy. I'm not an insurance guy. I'm not a manufacturing guy. I'm all those things. This one, the insurance company's dough, cracks me up. This reminds me so much of back in the day, but it's 100% legal and good and solid, and it's not bad. You figure out how to help people help them get what they want. That makes sense. You say, well, I can just take my money and invest it in real estate and make 20%. Like, okay, but not his mama. She can't do that. Most people making no percent on their money. So I got involved. So it's, when you're 60, your life is going to be a summation of all the things that happened to you. I never played D1 football. You did. So that's in your history, right? You grew up in church. Some of these guys didn't. That's your history. So everything that happens to you right now is going to make who you are. So the things I've been through makes me who I am. I'm a big NC State fan, or I wouldn't be sitting here talking to y'all. I wanted to, be involved. And does that make sense? Like it's something I wanted.
So, how do we know that we're not getting, how do we know, like if I was to, someone was do that to me, like do the insurance, whatever, how do you know it's like not a scam?
Well, here's one of my first. I've got a book for all y'all, but one book I got is called The 8 Steps to Success. I didn't bring that one. The first rule of steps for success is buy what you sell. So if I go sell you something, you go, do you own it? And I go, yep. Here's my policy. Here's the 800 number. Call them up. Hello. In other words, if I'm doing it, I'm not screwing you. You see what I'm saying? Like, I love NC State, so I recommend people go to NC State. I hate Tar Heels. Don't go to Tar. Don't do it. You ruin your life. You see what I'm saying? In other words, I believe if the person selling you believes in it to the point they got it, and they've invested in it, you know it's a good deal. Does that make sense? Here's a great attorney. You use that attorney? No, I don't use that attorney. Well, how do you know he's great? Well, that's my cousin. That's not proof. This attorney's cut deals, real estate deals with me. This attorney does my estate planning. This attorney does all my estate planning. You should trust him because I trust him. Does that make sense? So learning to tell when people are lying. The first thing is, have you got any? Do you own one? Just learning to ask questions like that. Is that what you're asking? How do you know if you're getting scammed or not?
But can't you like do it by yourself? Like, can't you make your own insurance policy?
Yeah, you can get your own license. You can learn how to do it yourself. Yes, but I'm saying, I thought.
You have to have a license?
Yeah, you have to get paid. You can't sell real estate without a license. You can't be an attorney without a certificate. You can't be a doctor. You can't. Yeah, certification. It's a government test.
What do you suggest to do our NIL money that we're making right now?
You suggest what?
What do you suggest, like, you should do with our NIL?
Chris was giving you some good advice. What's his last name? So I would put it in a simple, high interest account. Not stupid, not trying to get rich. Like something that pays 5%. The environment today, there's a lot of different ways to get 5%. You with me? I clearly don't do an annuity. I would put it in a high yield checking that you can get 4 or 5%. Municipal bonds, T-bonds that pay 5%, 6%. Something safe as hell. Here's why. It ain't no money, but if you lose it, you're going to be very upset. And I don't need you thinking about it. I need you thinking about grades and football. You need to be thinking about football and grades. You do not need to have a rental property and somebody calling you, there's a fight, fire don't work. Huh? Water heater's broke. You didn't hear all that shit. You ain't got time for that. You're focused on football and grades and getting out of college. You with me? Don't get in something that requires your attention. That's what I'd recommend. Not making interest and just sitting in the bank, that's not terrible. I more things I can tell you don't do with it. Don't give it away. Don't get a brand new car. Don't get a brand new apartment. You know what? Because once you're happy now. Why do you need a bigger place? You're happy now until it saves up. In other words, delayed gratification. Number one thing to invest in. Number one thing ever. Can't go wrong. It's one word. Chaz. Am I getting it right yet? Chaz. What's the number one thing? Number one thing, you know you're always going to get a high return, great investment. It's always a good place to invest. Yes, you personally. What's the number one thing? You almost said it right there. Just say the first word you just said. Yourself. Me. Like you cannot go wrong investing in yourself. What do you mean? Cleveland says Albright's going to be talking business. He's rich, blah, blah, blah. All right, let's go. Can't go wrong. Does that make sense? I highly recommend you buy this book. $16. Buy it. Audios. Psychology. Oh, man, it's a psychology thing. I'm going to tell you what. You read this, you think you can steal everybody's money. It's called, my son just read it. This is the best psychology book I ever read. Look at that. So you need to be on Audible. Audible costs money. I ain't listening to something, paying $3 to listen to a book. Yes, you should. So the number one thing, invest in yourself. weights. You know, if you got everything you need here. Supplements. And I forget how, Dave Dorn talks about how much he spends on athletes before NIL. You know, books, classes, seminars, audibles. These are ways to invest in yourself. You ought to spend $500, go to a real estate seminar. Well, I ain't ready to do it yet. We're going to wait until you're ready to do it, then do it? You might as well do it now. Does that make sense? Invest in you. That's what I do more with that money more than anything. Go see Chubb, or go see one of the NFL player friends of yours. Spend money to go see him. Why? Because he plays in the NFL. And he might say, you need to do this. You need to call this person. I don't know. But you talk to the guy that's already there. It costs money to go see him. Well, he'll pay for it, fly me out there. Okay. Still, anytime, the way you pay for stuff is time, emotion, and money. Right? So if you're trying to get rich right here, and you buy a brand new car and got bar payments, how is that helping you get here? Well, you're trying to keep me poor. You don't want me to buy a nice car. I'm trying to get you what you want. And a new car, who cares? You see what I'm saying? So if this is what you want, so when you graduate, like if you had, imagine if you play one more year and you got 400,000 or whatever, or 200,000, and now you're getting ready to get a job, are you going to have to take the first job offer? No, because you got money in the bank. And nice suit. Spend money on a suit. Impress the hell out of them. Suck up, trick them. Does that make sense? You can't go wrong investing in yourself.
How do we keep our money from save our money from taxes?
So that book, did you get that book yet?
Yeah, I got it.
You start reading it all. Like those books, they're write-offs. That's an investment in your business, your mentality.
You got to keep receipts of like it's on your bank, like,
Mhm.
bank or whatever.
What's that?
That's what he means. Like
You mean like it was a big statement?
Yeah.
What's that?
Just proof, basically.
Oh, proof of it.
Yeah, just proof, receipt. But there's a book that I told him to get. You should get it and read it. And it tells you all ways to save money. Like,
What's it called?
you should have told him. It's 100 ways to lower your taxes. But like, here's something you could do. Let's say your mother is financially okay, but not making any money. Okay? Put her on payroll. What's she do? Well, she encourages me. She's my cheerleader. She coaches me. She's my counselor. You pay her $12,000 a year. Guess who ain't gonna get taxed on that $12,000? You. Guess who ain't gonna get taxed either? Her. Why? Because it's only $12,000. It's below the taxation line. You go, yeah, but I'm giving her money. What do you mean? Is she gonna steal your money? She's gonna let you have it and do whatever you want to with it, right? You see that? See what I'm saying? That's not what an accountant's gonna teach you. But you see what I'm saying? It technically is below the rules, and technically you're good, right? But an accountant might go like, no, she ain't doing nothing for you. The hell you say? She's my cheerleader. She coaches me. She prays for me. And that's important. Write it off. I ain't going to do it. I'll find me another accountant. Get him to do it. The other guy will be like, yeah, I'll do it. My son, he's in business with me. He's like, Daddy, last year this accountant, he just wouldn't do nothing. I was like, I told you that. He said, I want this accountant. He's like crazy, just doing all kinds. I said, right. So,
I need that one.
huh?
I said I need that one.
Yeah, you do. Ask Spencer.
That's who?
Spencer.
Oh,
He's in Raleigh. Son's in Raleigh. Does that make sense? So I've been paying my kids since they were little. Well, that bank account is what I use to pay for their clothes, college, weddings. So I paid them the money, but they don't get to buy chewing gum and cars with it. They buy what I tell them to do because they my kids in my house. But it's not taxed. It comes off of my income, goes on their income, but because it's so low, they don't have to pay taxes. That's the law. Stuff like that's in the book. What else you wonder?
Tim want to get a house.
Huh?
He want to get a house.
Probably not now though. Probably next year.
I got a question.
And this is your last year. And do you got a real shot at NFL?
I think so.
So why you want a house?
I'm from Raleigh.
It's not a attack. It's just like why you want it?
This is my hometown, so I want to plant my roots here.
I want to plant some roots. All right. So tax advantage of the house, tax disadvantage of the house. You got to mow the yard. You got to pay the electric bill. If you leave town, you get a dog. Now you got to pay a dog sitter. You know what I'm saying? It's just think about. I call it be an old soul. Old souls think about dying. Think about taxes. You know what I mean? I mean, y'all are kind of like that already. Y'all are, you're not in trouble. That's people get in trouble. They don't think about tomorrow. You think about today. People got kids. They think about right 2 seconds, not tomorrow. What did you want to say?
I was gonna say, I got like property or whatever.
Uh-huh.
What would you like suggest to do with them or whatever?
You got land?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to hear this word a lot in your life. Depends. I say, what is that, an adult undergarment? Depends. No, it just depends. Like, what do you want to do with it? Is it burning? The biggest thing is don't let it burn a hole in your pocket, right? And that meaning don't have to do nothing till the time comes.
What I could do with them?
What's that?
Can you give me suggestions of what I could do with them?
Okay, so the whole, like around the situation, is it in the city? Is it paid off?
It's like out of state.
What state?
Texas.
Did you inherit it?
My dad's gonna give it to me. My dad's gonna give it to me.
You know what?
My dad's gonna give it to me.
He's going to give it to you. So your dad lives in Texas?
No.
So how does he own it?
He was in Florida. He said he bought them or whatever when he was like younger or whatever.
He bought it when he was younger, and one day he's going to give it to you.
No, he's going to give it to me because he said he can't really take care of it because like.
He wants you to take care of it. Do you know how much it is? How many acres? Well, so the first thing is find out what is information. Y'all know Eric Thomas, right? E.T., hip hop preacher, the Michigan fan. You know what I'm talking about? Crazy black guy screaming, "Don't quit." Y'all have had him in here, right? Maybe not y'all's tenure, but do we not know who he is for real?
Oh, we know.
You do.
Yeah.
Well, he says information changes the situation, right? So you need more information, right? I'm gonna get married. What kind of girl you want? A good one. I need more information. I got some property. What are you gonna do? I need more information. So you gotta get a lot of information. Acreage. Does he owe anything? Is there oil on it? I don't know. Well, you ought to check. You know what I mean? Is it out in the desert? Is it in the city? Is there any buildings on it? So information changes the situation. So what you want to do is find out all information you can about it. One option's sell it. What I'm going to do with the cash? That's a good question. You see what I'm saying? Like, what's tomorrow? What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow? What happens after you get in the NFL? Play for 3 years. Then what you going to do? I don't know. Well, you know how to think about it. I don't want you thinking you ain't going to get in. I want you thinking, what am I going to do until I get in the NFL? I don't even thought cross your mind you ain't going to get in, because then you quit working out, you ain't paying attention. But does that make sense? Just find out a lot of information. And then, first girl, first business deal, first offer, first don't have to do it. Just go ahead and get ready to say, no, I'm not going to do that. No, I'm not selling it. No, I'm not building on it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to get good at going like, it's like, I don't know, defense or offense. I'm a defense. Okay, you don't charge every time. You know, look around like, it looks like they're going to pass. So then you're going to drop back. Looks like they're going to run. Then we're going to come up. right? And we got to be sure that it ain't some damn flea flicker shit. It's the same thing with real estate. Here's the plan. Okay. And here's the other thing. Education is expensive. Like, when I got all my money, one of my good friends, I want to call him best friend, a good friend. I've known him 12 years. Went to Notre Dame, was an attorney. He come down to my house. He said, hey, man, I got this thing. We take this gold out of Uganda, and we move it over here, and we sell it, and we can get it at $35 an ounce. And we're selling it at $65, but I just need some money. He said, man, if I had like $1 million or $2 million, I was like, let's do it. You want to see all the messages back and forth? Me and him. I stole my money. It's gone. I got nothing. I filed a lawsuit against him, but he's in Dubai. I know, 1.5 million. Gone.
He's in Dubai,
Like
so
a
he can't
freight
get it.
train, gone like yesterday. Huh? It's
Can't do
expensive.
nothing about that.
Huh?
I can't do nothing about that.
I don't know. Kill him. But then I go to jail.
1.5.
I know, shit. Oh, do you see me panic? You see me? So you get lucky, you screw up some deals and lose. It's expensive, and then you make some money. But what I'm saying is, education's expensive. I knew not to give him that money. I knew not to do it, but I freaking did it anyway. You know, just it's gonna make mistakes. You just got to know when you make a mistake. Don't shoot him. Don't go to Dubai and beat the shit out of him. You with me? Don't post shit about him on Facebook. That would be stupid. You with me? So I got, seriously, he promised their money would be coming in 6 months. A year later, I filed, it's 12 months after the 6 months before I filed a lawsuit against him. And I don't even know if it took my attorney, I don't know how much I paid, but it took us 3 months to find him, to serve him with a suit in Dubai. I didn't know you could sue somebody while they're in Dubai. He's American. Notre Dame graduate, attorney.
How'd you find him in Dubai? You like investigators?
Yeah, investigator. Private eye. I ain't gonna show it to you, but I can show you the WhatsApp. I've got it all the way back to when we first started doing it. You're gonna have failures. Don't panic. All right, last thing. All right, watch this. As you move forward, let me do it a different way. All right, so this is you, and this is as you move forward to the goal, okay? Here's the way most people are. Something happens in their life, like girl breaks up with a girlfriend. You see how far that is? It's like, that's not what you wanted, it's down here. And they're panic, they're depressed this amount. Does that make sense? All right. They get NIL money of, call it $100,000 a year. They buy a $42,000 car. So in other words, the thing that happened to them is not that big, but their reaction to it is out of control. You want the opposite. You win $1 million lottery, you don't want to hardly move at all. In other words, this guy got $100,000. He went outside the line and bought a brand new car, brand new house, gave $20,000 to his mama. I'm like, bro, ain't you heard the parable of the seed? You can't give away your seed. You won't be able to plant nothing to grow anything. You see what I'm saying? This is tougher. But your life is most people's life works like this. Nothing big happens. Nothing big happens as they're going through life, but their emotions are out of control. What you really want is to make millions of dollars. This is the circumstance. It's millions of dollars, lose millions of dollars. Parents die. Brand new grandbaby's born. You want your life to be out of control, but yet you live in control. But most people, it's the opposite. Little things happen and they lose their mind. Little big thing happens and they go crazy. You want it to be opposite. You want to keep moving to your goal and get $1 million, get married, have grandbabies. Good things happen to you, but not panic or don't lose your mind. Do y'all see this in cousins or uncles that, they're just, we call them stupid. They lose their mind over nothing. But now, when you get your money, you do what you want to with it. But that's what I wanted to do. I didn't want to build bridges. I didn't want to be a football coach. I didn't want to do nothing. I just want to have a bunch of money. So it's hard to do that. So I do something. So what I end up doing is coaching my son, coaching all my salespeople, teaching them how to not lose their mind. You know what I mean? Because if a guy's out here selling, if he's selling 10 policies a week and his mama dies, I need for him to go to the funeral and get back to work. I don't need him to go, mourn for 2 weeks, grieve. You ain't get time to grieve, get back on that line. Like a football player. Mama's dead, he still got a football game this week. So, that's what the coaches do. They coach you. They don't just coach you in football. They all coach your personal life, right? They ain't worried about your business, though, and they ain't worried about after school most of the part, but they do coach you about how to stay on track to play football. So the whole thing I'm trying to tell y'all is if you can transpose this or transcend this or use it in other things, the way that you learn. I keep telling Boone's doing good. And then he's like, ain't I doing good? I go, you're doing great, man. I don't want to be bad because he's doing great. But potential. What he could be doing, So I'm coaching. So that's what I think I do for a living as coach. It's tough. Life's tough. So for me, it's entertainment. If it makes money, good. If it don't make money. This is one subject. Give him that book, Billy. Hand him that book. This is one subject. And it's a million, it's 100 million things. It ain't one lesson. It's the psychology of persuasion. How do you meet new people? How do you get people to like you? Here's one thing, Kendrick. If you shake hands with somebody, this is a way to get people to like you, Kendrick.
We got one more.
Is if you shake hands like that, that means subconsciously you're thinking you're in control because your hand's over top of me. So it'll make you like me more. This is psychology. Okay? So when you shake hands underneath them. That way they feel like they're in charge. Now the truth is, I'm in charge because you're not trying to influence me, but you feel good about me. And then if I say Kendrick, every time I say Kendrick, he likes me more because it's his favorite word in the world. So when I said Chase, you don't like it. I say Chaz. Is that right, Chaz? You like it. You see the smile. He says this little smile comes. So if you say their name, Red, if you say more, they say their name. So if you meet a girl and how you spell it? You with me? Get a name exactly right, and then every time you see them, say it. Dude, it's fucking crazy. It's stupid. Compliments, man. Who don't like compliments? Got nice shoes. I like them Gucci's. But this is books and books and books and books. NFL, they gotta like you. It's like Wilson, dude. Wilson's so good at sucking up. The linebacker? Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. He just looks you in the eye and you just love him, because he's your son and he's, grateful. And all those things make you want them to win. So you play them more. Oh, he's great. That's why. It's both.
Suck up makes him a little bitter.
Huh?
Makes it a little bitter. Makes him a little bitter.
Right. Mo better.
That shit hard though.
What's that?
Suck up.
No, it ain't easy. Hard's walking in that cold water y'all work in. That's hard. Hard's lifting weights over your head and setting it back down. That's hard. All you got to do is just do like that. Let them think that. Let them think it. Let them think that, hey, what's the whole thing? Know what you want. How do you get it?